So one of these PCs I've sold for 89 euros. If I can guess, the question on your mind now is, Hardwareflipper, why is the PC so cheap? Why is it being sold for 89 euros? You see, this PC, I literally paid 0 euros for it. Sometimes when you go outsourcing, there's definitely going to come that time where you're going to be getting some items for free. It's not going to happen on the first day. It's not going to happen on the second day. But the more you build relationships, you are definitely going to come across some transactions where the seller is going to tell you, all right, you've bought like 10 pieces of PCs for me. These two, you can just have them for free. Two, the same PCs, one of them is looking cleaner than the other. When you have two similar PCs selling, it's always best to take the one that looks, cleaner. This one looks very clean. Although the inside still needs to be clean, that is not a problem. So I'm just going to grab it and quickly do what I have to do to make sure that this PC is sent out today before the close of business. I need to put an SSD on this PC, a 256GB SSD, and I have this silicon power right here, decent SSD. I've used it for quite a long time, never ever had any problems with it. So apart from this and the shipping cost on this PC, I literally have no extra cost. On this PC, it's supposed to be an 8GB of DDR4 RAM, and in the warehouse, I pretty much have a lot of RAM sticks flying around. I'm just going to go ahead and grab what I need. I just need 2 modules of 4GB each, and this PC should normally be good to go. Yes, it's very dirty. Shouldn't be a problem for me to just go ahead and clean it. This is one PC I can pretty much call a grade A PC in every way. There is absolutely very little signs of use. You see, I've sold similar PCs like this. There's going to be scratches here and there, but this particular one, I am so confident that this PC is going to make whoever has bought this PC very, very happy because it's pretty clean in and out. Forget the fact that it's very dusty right now. When I finish cleaning this PC, you are absolutely going to agree with me also that this is a very, very flawless PC. A few days ago, I sold a similar PC from another batch of PCs which I bought, but that was much, much more dirty. I even had to wash the front blend because it was just not possible for me to clean it up. But on this one, it's pretty much easy to clean. Yes, I tend to do this for all my PCs. Sometimes you might be wondering now, why are you putting a lot of effort in this PC that just sold for 89 euros? It doesn't matter if it sold for 20 euros, 30 euros. I'm going to put the same amount of effort because I know if you give the buyers the best that they have, there's a possibility that they might come back again to your shop whenever they are looking for something else. I can never tell if this buyer now will want to buy a monitor or want to buy a keyboard or want to buy even a laptop in the future. And if this PC impresses him or her, definitely he's going to come back to my shop whenever he's looking for quality hardwares. And this is exactly what I do. I've seen sellers that says, this is just a cheap transaction. It's just a 10 euro transaction. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. For me, it doesn't matter how much it is. I am going to do what I have to do. And on this PC, I'm going to make sure I clean it, that it comes out in the best condition. In this way, I can be sure that if the buyer receives this PC, then there's a possibility that I might get a positive review from this transaction. But while cleaning this PC, I did notice that one of the rubber foot is gone. Yes, sometimes it happens like this with used PC. Ideally, it shouldn't be a problem for whoever is going to receive this PC because this rubber foot here doesn't actually affect the functionality of this PC. But given that I always want to do what I have to do, I'm going to go back to the other PC now and take out this, this rubber foot so that I can put it on this PC. In this way, I'm sure that the buyer is going to receive this PC in a complete condition. I've actually had situations where the buyer of a particular PC complains that the PC is actually not so stable just because a rubber foot like this was missing. I'm not saying that this buyer is going to complain, but given that I have, the possibility to take out this, I'm just going to do it and let the PC move. But then this brings me to another kind of problem which I have in this warehouse. I have a lot of PCs, either a plastic foot is missing or the front cover is missing or the RAM stick is missing. There are just a lot of it because sometimes I said to myself, let me just quickly take off a part from this PC. I never ever get to return it. And I have a lot of PCs just sitting here in different conditions. Next week, I'm going to be going through these pieces one after the other. Anything that's missing, I'm just going to make sure that I order the parts to fix it, or I'm just going to go ahead and tear down the PC and sell it for parts. Because when I see this pile of computers just sitting here with so many things missing, kind of gets me angry. And I've said to myself, and this is the reason why I have to be going through these pieces one after the other next week, just to enable me fix this. All right, when a PC says, one thing you want to do is to make sure that the buyer has actually paid you, because if a PC says, what you get is a notification from eBay that the PC has been sold. But then if you do not check that the buyer has actually paid, you might have to send out a PC that has not been paid for. And when the PC goes out, gets to the buyer unpaid, sometimes it could be very tricky, because now the buyer has received the PC. He or she might not want to pay you your money, but then if it's a responsible buyer, this shouldn't normally be a problem. But I've had situations where I received the notification that my PC had sold. Ideally, you should get another notification from eBay telling you that the buyer has actually paid for this item that is supposed to ship out. But the problem is, sometimes when you see the first notification, you just assume that the buyer has paid. You go ahead and ship out the item, only to realize that the item was never paid for in the first place. If it happens like this, one thing I want to do is to make sure I go back to my eBay seller cockpit, take a look, be extra sure that the money is already hiding there, and in this way I can actually go ahead and ship out the item. The good thing is that I still do have, a HP carton here which I'm going to use, because sometimes the original cartons of these items tend to be the best. It has been well designed for this PC, good quality carton, so there's not going to be any incident of this item being broken in transit. Today is pretty much set up already. I still have a few other stuff to do, but then I'm just going to go ahead and do them and then go to the post office. But one thing I did remember is that, look, TikTok shop in Germany is becoming a thing. Up till now, I have been selling on eBay. I've been selling on my website. Yes, on eBay, it is what it is. Things have been moving pretty good. And on my website, yes, I've been trying to push traffic there through these videos, and I've actually been making sales also. But then it occurred to me that TikTok shop is a thing. And given the fact that it's just new in Germany, people might want to try it out. And this might just be the best time for me to go ahead and set up a TikTok shop and see how it actually goes. So today, given that I still have a lot of time, I'm going to be taking a look at what I need to do, how I need to set up my account. If there are verifications I need to do, I'm just going to start the process so that at the end of the day, my TikTok shop possibly tomorrow is ready. And I'm just going to test it with some few items, because as a matter of fact, if you are trying to flip PC to do whatever you want to do, to pay your school fees, to be free from your job, to buy a house like me, to do whatever you want to do, you must be seen spreading your tentacles. The more platforms you can actually be selling on, the better it's going to be from you. Because if people don't buy your PCs on eBay, they don't buy it on your website, perhaps they want to buy it on TikTok. Perhaps if they are Facebook fans, they want to buy it from Facebook. If you are on Instagram, they want to buy it there. So if you can cross-list your items, make sure your items are just all over the place, because the game is simply won by how many platforms you can actually go ahead to list your item. If you're an Amazon person, make sure your items are actually represented on the Amazon platform. And the beautiful thing about the TikTok shop is that you do not actually need to pay for traffic. TikTok right now is the king of the algorithm. You say you make a video here, TikTok has a way of spreading that video all over the world. And if you make a sync video and you have your shop attached to it, definitely people are going to be clicking on your shop and taking a look at the items that you have. That is going to be like mind-blowing, because if you have to pay for the traffic that TikTok gives you, you might not be able to pay it. You are just going to burn through your ad budget on Facebook, on Google, and you still might not get the kind of quality traffic that TikTok gives you. Because if people are watching your P videos, that presupposes that they are interested in a particular PC, and if the PC is being offered for cheap, definitely you stand the chance of selling that PC, and the traffic in this case will not be paid for. Everything is at the expense of TikTok. This is mind-blowing. Kind of feel like it's going to be, the future. I understand that Amazon also has a similar thing. eBay is not doing that at the moment. Hopefully, eBay sees this trend and kind of jumps on it, because I feel like video is just the future. If you have an item to sell and people can actually see that item on video, see you talking about the item, see you physically holding the item, showing the condition in which the item is, it has a way of motivating people to want to take action, which is to buy the item rather than just, ordinary pictures. I really do think that the era of pictures are going away. Video is a new thing. And I'm really hoping that, consumers in Germany are going to accept this TikTok shop as a thing and actually jump on it, buy from it. not just taking a look at it and saying, what's the TikTok shop thing? I really do not trust the sellers there. I'm just going to go all out and test it, because if you do not test things, you never can tell what is working or what's not working. So you just keep testing things. The one that seems to work, you hold on to it, and the one that's not working, you can pretty much just throw it out of the window. So I'm going to be digging deep into TikTok. Hopefully, I do not have any difficulties in trying to open my shop. And if I do, I'm definitely going to come here and let you all know how it's been going. I heard a lot of positive stories about TikTok shop in the US. Hopefully, it's going to be the same thing. Of course, people are just waiting for something new, and given that this is a new thing, I feel like people might want to jump on it and just test it out to see how it goes. So the strategy I intend to use is just to test it out with some cheap items, some cheap laptops, some cheap monitors, and some cheap mini PCs. And hopefully, these items should be very good data points for me to get feedback on how people are responding to the TikTok shop. Are they clicking on the items? Are they interested in the items that I've listed? And what kind of items are they actually buying? And when I have all these findings, I'm definitely going to come here also to inform you guys. So if you are not subscribed to the channel, this might be the best time for you to be subscribed, because you will have the opportunity of getting direct feedback, from somebody that flips PC for profit on the internet. This is definitely the time for you to be subscribed to the channel. Until I see you again in the next one. Peace.